What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Morning Woods Podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Go down to the bottom, like, subscribe. Make sure you go and heart this podcast. I don't know, do all the things that they do on the social media stuff. If you're on Spotify, please subscribe to this podcast. You guys are great, and I just want to say it's been really, the views have been getting crazy. You guys just don't like the videos enough, so that's not to knock my audience, but if you guys can just give this a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. You're awesome, and you know who else is awesome? A good friend of mine who came all the way here to talk to me from Cincinnati, Ohio. He is John Holmes, everybody. Give it up for yourself, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, give it up for me.
Yay. And you've been doing stand-up comedy for how many years, John?
July 11th will be 12 years in the Cincinnati scene.
12 years in Cincinnati, and you also have a history in film.
Yes.
I
went to school. A couple schools because I transferred, you know. Oh, they don't like that when you transfer.
No, they don't like that.
They don't like that. They're if I was like I was going in like a junior and they were like, nope, your transfers don't, or your credits don't transfer equally, so you're back to being like a freshman. And I'm like, oh, okay, so 6 years of college, that's how it's done.
Yeah, dude, that happened to me too. I started going to school for agriculture because I wanted to learn how to be a man.
Yes.
And apparently that's not in any of the class studies. So,
oh, no?
Yeah, I couldn't learn to be a man, and I wasn't awesome at like, oh, you know what I just noticed? Your external mic's not on, which is not a big deal. But I just wasn't awesome at like being a man, like welding. And,
you never took that class?
Didn't do the welding, didn't do all that stuff. I did take it, but just like all that
really?
stuff was like, I don't know, dude. I didn't like it. I didn't want to fucking get hurt or be up on a building.
Yeah.
And like I didn't want to work on skyscrapers or underwater. They were like, these are the jobs that pay the most, and I was like, you are not gonna get me on a bucket lift going 100 stories in the air to make $30 an hour. I'm just not. It's not. That's not in my future. And so I started doing acting at Clark State.
Okay.
And so it was the same thing. So I had went to college for 2 years, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to transfer these credits to a different school so I can go because now I want to be a broadcaster.
Yeah.
So I want to go to International College of Broadcasting, and they were like, yeah, come over.
Yeah.
You're a sophomore already. You have all these credits. You've already. And I was like, okay, so I'll have to do one more year of school. And it set me back a year, but still I get to keep, you know what I mean, all these credits. Yeah. And then after you sign up and you get there, they're like, actually,
no,
4 years if you want to get that same degree that you start. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not cool, man, but that's a trap, you know?
It is. College is a trap.
It's a trap.
I have a degree in screenwriting. Look at me living in Hollywood.
Yeah, dude. Well,
have you seen my car? My car is so fancy.
Yeah.
I have the fanciest Kia Soul.
Man, Ohio is like the next little Hollywood. This is like the Midwest Hollywood kind of. It's turning into it. Don't you see all the buildings going up and all the people moving here? It's like, yeah, Dayton and Cincy and Columbus.
Columbus is really growing again.
I feel like all three of them, like as a collective, being so close to each other and intertwining so much, it kind of is becoming a bigger thing. You know, more and more people are moving here from out of state, and people are flocking from LA and from New York. Man, it's like, dude, you thought it was just because of the bug, but now it's like even more.
People are intentionally moving to Cincinnati just for the comedy scene now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it rocks.
Yeah,
it rocks. I mean, not only can you go up every night, and do you have mentors at all these mics who've been doing it for so long, and you guys are throwing them on showcases, but they also get to rub elbows with working comics who are traveling through the country. And could potentially pick them up, and then they could be on MTV, or they could be on. Yeah.
It's happened a lot
on HBO.
People I know.
Yeah,
I don't know anybody with an HBO special. I don't think.
Well, maybe not, but I
know a couple people with a Comedy Central Presents episode.
Comedy Central, yeah. See, there you go. Dry bar specials. Like, it's a place where you can get seen. I love Cincy, man. So beautiful too at night. You know.
Yeah.
People don't talk about it enough. When you drive through there, especially from the freeway.
Oh, yeah.
And you see all those buildings and you get to drive under the bridge and stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, dude. So you've been doing comedy for 12 years. You went to film school, and
Yeah.
have you
in
ever
Chicago.
made any piece of like media or anything that's out there that you have
Oh
any
no, I have
fully produced anything?
no. I quickly realized that was a scam, and I have all the experience of knowing how to write a screenplay, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can key grip. I can be a gaffer if you need.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, we're actually working on something, and you guys comment below if you want to see John and I write a movie together. This movie has been brewing. John Morris actually helped me come up with the concept a few years back, also. So he is he'll have to get credit for that. The Three Johns. That sounds like a good show. Let's take that on the road, dude. You guys see us all over the country. We're going to be at Funny Bones on Thursdays. Just starting off, we'll get it.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually. We'll get a weekend eventually, and that's how it happens, man. But yeah, tell me more about your college experience and the film degree. I mean, it seems like you obviously have a lot of knowledge being in school for that many years and taking those professional classes, but maybe as a stand-up, it doesn't necessarily apply to you now. But
yeah,
is it something that you think about? Do you have ideas like what, you know what I mean? Like what kind of passions do you have for film nowadays after college?
None. I watch the same movies. Film school you think would be like this prestigious thing. It's not. I met so many people in there who said, quote, I just want to make bad B movies. And I was like, dude, you can just do that.
Yeah, you could do it.
You can just
get YouTube cameras.
You can just get a YouTube camera.
Yes, dude.
You don't have to be in school for that. Like, I'm in school because I'm trying to get better and trying to like work towards a goal. Because my goal was always to move to LA after school and work as a comic and get some 9-to-5 job or whatever.
Yeah.
But then also work on screenplays, and then when people are like, "Hey, I have this screenplay," or when a fellow comic would be like, "Hey, I have this screenplay," I'd be like, "Oh, that's great," and then work on it, see where. I mean, it's just about how the business goes.
Yeah, you're saying like things just don't go anywhere a lot of the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just write script after script after script, and you kind of rack your brain writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've written like 3 full-length feature films.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, well, we're making ours. We're making it. This thing's been in the works for 2 years, and I've been looking for a writer. You don't know how many people I've asked, and just people blow me off, or they just, like you said, like they just don't care enough to want to make the project with you. And it's like, hey, maybe we're not making money. Maybe we're not going to sell it, but as a piece to cast comics in it and to like make a funny feature film and put it on YouTube, and you have a 30-minute film, like, that's cool. People like that, dude. I think people will want to see it in our community, and then also I think if it's funny enough and we put some substance in there and make a good film, people in other communities will want to see it too, and it could really take off and grow and be a credit for us at some point.
Okay.
So that's my imagination.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's still important to grind and hustle any way you can, any way
make
you feel
stuff.
Just make content now.
Yeah.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah, dude, make stuff. Gary V. Just make stuff, dude. And then look, if you have a film that's 30 minutes long, imagine how much B-roll and reels and TikToks you have from that.
Yeah.
You have months worth of content to post and to promote it. So it's so fun too. I like the process. I think that's what drives me as a creator, is like I love the process of all this. I love scheduling interviews and talking to interesting people and making cool stuff. Like there's just, dude, it's in my blood.
Hell
it's just dude.
It's real fun.
It fuels me, dude. It does, like almost like I don't know. I don't have anything.
I'm bombing. It just makes you feel good.
Yeah, it makes me feel good, dude. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just everything. Yeah, that's why I originally chose screenwriting to focus on, because because there's so many screenwriters who are like, no, I'm going to be the screenwriter, director, producer. You want to do all three, and it's like, yeah, you can do that, but it's going to take a while for you.
Yeah.
To be able to do all three, in some kind of studio fashion.
Yeah. You had to have a team, I think.
Yeah. So, but but I always liked it. I liked it when I saw actors interpret a scene a different way than how I wrote it. You know, I love seeing that.
Yeah.
I love seeing the process of watching this take form in a life.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. And then people interpret it even another way when they see the actor on screen.
Yeah, dude. I love seeing that.
It's evolution.
That ripple effect.
Yes, it's amazing, dude. That's great. Yeah, that's great, dude. I love that idea. See, you try to be cool.
Yeah,
you actually are really into film and you love it.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't
Why wouldn't I? Because I've been doing stand-up comedy and thinking about nothing else for the past 12 years.
Oh, yeah. That's true. So that's like that's really where I think that's where my heart lies too. And I tell my woman this all the time. Like, I'm like, I love stand up and like that's what I want to do. I want to have the freedom to be able to be on the road and do that.
Yeah.
But through that, I have to do all this other stuff within the business so that I could be seen.
Yeah, exactly.
And do a lot of free stuff.
COVID changed everything, man.
Yeah.
It proved that you don't have to be in New York or LA to get famous.
Cincinnati, dude, Dayton, Ohio, whatever.
You can do it right from your couch, dog.
Yes.
As long as you get them likes and subscribes.
Yes, my man John Holmes, dude. Yes. Dude, you're running this like your open mic, which is absolutely amazing. And for comics listening to this who haven't been, you guys have to go to Chameleon because
Chameleon on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Sign-ups start at 8 sharp.
Yeah, you never know. You might run into a famous comedian trying out some new stuff and just
we've
rub
had
elbows.
Tony Woods pop in.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Jeff Tate.
Yeah.
Sean Patton.
That's amazing, dude. Just pop through and just do your mic. Isn't
Yeah.
that cool, bro?
Yeah.
You live in such a cool place for comedy, John.
Yeah.
Literally, dude. Do you feel lucky to be part of the Cincinnati scene and have all the cool friends you have?
Of course. I love this scene.
Yeah.
This scene really helped me out and really embraced me. Because after Chicago, I was expecting to move. Like I said, I had that plan. Well, then I graduated and I was like, shit, I don't have any money, job prospects, or hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was like 25 and I'm like, I'm kind of done with school. I have nothing to show for it except a degree. So I just moved back to Cincinnati and then was sad for a couple months. Real sad for a couple months. And then one night I was like having like a panic attack. It was like my 26th birthday. And I just had this panic and I was like, what did I want to do? Because I did my first stand-up set when I was 15 at my high school variety show, which you can find that on my YouTube page, John Holmes Lives.
Make sure you guys go follow John Holmes Lives on YouTube.
So, and I just thought back to it, and I was like, that was the only thing that really. I remember that first moment of joy when I felt those people laugh over things that I wrote.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna get back, and I had done it a handful of times in Chicago and Dayton, but I never stuck with it.
It's such a special moment.
Yeah.
When you get your first laugh, and it's not because you fumbled.
Yeah.
Because that happens too at open mics, and there are a lot of supportive scenes and good places where you can go. Like I know Bananas is a good one.
Yeah.
Your club, your spot is a good one. Wiley's Sunday is a good one, where you have regulars there that are used to seeing open micers and come for that kind of style of comedy.
Yeah.
And so they're very supportive. But when you have a good laugh from something that you thought of and you formulated and you use the joke format but put your brain and your experience into it, you're like, wow, I guess I can do this. And it's something special that you can't explain to normal folk.
Yes. Then I started up again when I was 26.
Yeah, that's about the time
25?
I started. I was 28. I was like 27, 28 when I came into comedy. So around the same time.
Yeah.
You've been a couple years ahead of me.
No, but it's still starting late. When I see these young cats being like, I'm 18 or even younger. I've seen younger comics start out
Yeah.
sneaking into the club because they're only like
17, 18. They have to get their parents with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's how Jarrell Beeman was.
I know, right?
Yeah, his mom and dad used to bring him to the club when he was 17, and he would do the open mic. And
I remember seeing him there.
yeah, dude, it's wild. And look at that kid now. He's
I know, right?
soaring.
Yeah,
soaring.
he's real
Absolutely.
good.
That's shout out to Jarrell Beeman and the Uncle and Nephew podcast. That's my guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny because a lot of these young cats, they don't find their voice for 4 or 5 years, and we know that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right, until you become like a feature, getting into become a headliner. That's only because you're getting confident with finding your voice, and you're really writing your act out.
Yeah.
And you're practicing, and you're going up every week, and you know what I mean. You're out there. So, I think as writers, you see a lot of young, funny people because they're studying the craft, and they can come in and they can formulate something because they're intelligent. And we just know that it takes years, and it takes years and years.
I mean, I've seen people shortchange it, and I've seen people shortchange the work ethic and I've never seen. Well, I've seen people shortchange the work ethic and try and go big. I've seen it work very few times, but I have seen people who dive in head first and then they kind of shorten the expectations by like really committing, like Jarrell. But I mean, he's also now like 5 years in.
Yes, exactly.
But he's a lot bigger than other people when they're 5 years in, and that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
dude, this is not a race. Comedy is not a race. You can. I mean, yeah, it would be great to make money just from doing that, but it's also like.
You see that in every career, I think.
Yeah,
sometimes you'll see like a 28-year-old doctor who's making $1 million a year. He's a brain surgeon, but then there's a lot of like 40 and 50-year-old guys in his same field who are making the same amount of money, and they're, you know what I mean? They're kind of like, well, that's the, I think that's part of the game in every scenario.
There's nothing wrong with going at your own pace.
Yes, exactly. It's in comedy, and I shout out to Billy DeVore, fellow Cincinnati comic.
My husband.
He said this to me, and it really rang true. And I always use this reference now, so I just want to shout him out. But there is a comedy for every age, and in every type of scenario, and so it never dies, right? If you're a true comic and it lives within you, you'll find a way to do it.
Yeah.
And you'll do it at your own pace, and it's so that's just something I always think about whenever I talk about comedy.
Very smart. He was probably drunk when he said that and doesn't remember saying that.
No, I think we were on my podcast. I don't know if he was drunk or not. Yeah, it was like midday, but you know what? Do what you do, Billy. If you're
Billy.
if you're day drinking, big dog, you probably have to day drink to eat the kind of food that Billy eats.
Oh my God! He goes to fancy restaurants and then just gets the most food.
Dude, I love the videos that he puts about what is the chili Frank thing that's covered in like a pizza or whatever. This is what I'm talking about.
The coney.
The coney.
The coney and the pizzas.
We're going to pull this up in post. Yes, the Sky Rosa.
Sky Rosa, because it's a Skyline coney and a little Rosa's pizza. Piece of pizza.
Is this a Billy DeVore feature?
Yeah, no, Billy, he invented it.
That's why he has a tattoo on his arm.
Yes.
The Sky Rosa. I should have known that, Billy. No disrespect, my friend.
Yeah.
If you're listening, and we know you are. Shout out to the Nasty Boys crew.
He's a wild man.
Yeah. Dude, like I was saying earlier, you guys got so many cool people down there. It's just a great scene to be in, and even to come and just and do shows sometimes. Like for me, from being down here in Dayton, it's like I'm not a Cincinnati comic, but you guys are so welcoming to anyone from anywhere. It's like, dude, we got stage time, come and sign up.
Yeah.
And it's just a great scene, dude. That's why I wanted to talk to you, because you're obviously one of the showrunners out there, and you
I just run an open mic.
Well, really. It's anybody who's giving stage time to people and giving opportunities to comics, I respect and appreciate. So shout out to you for that, my guy. Man. Yeah, dude. Shout out to all the Cincy's. All the Cincy's. This is a fun episode. I think we got like 10 minutes left, man.
All
and
right.
I wanted to talk about some stuff. We were talking pre-show about some of your college days, and we opened up about just like some of your passions for film school and stuff like that. But can you tell me about what kind of wild stories you had?
Yeah.
I mean, you did stand-up comedy in Chicago, went to college in Chicago for 3 years. You had to have some crazy things happen.
I apologize to everyone in Chicago.
What, dude?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Because
You apologize to everyone?
well, everyone who's
3
ever been
million
to
people.
Wrigleyville.
Is that a club there?
No, that's a part of town where Wrigley Field is. It's called where the Cubs play.
Okay.
It's called Wrigleyville, and it's notorious for. I was living there, but it's notorious for just because it's Wrigley Field, and just a section of a neighborhood. So it just all around is just bar, up and down streets everywhere.
Do they have the Dora where you can walk around?
I don't think so.
At that time, maybe not.
No, they didn't have that back when I lived there. But you could just go bar hopping for at least a quarter mile.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like a Nashville kind of scene? Something
Yeah,
like a Broadway strip?
Yeah, like that. But so the reason I apologized was I was one of those drunk college kids puking in the street. Like everyone hates Wrigleyville for that. You're like, don't go there if unless you're dedicated to overstepping on vomit.
Oh, dude. So it's like, that's part of the situation
Yeah.
when you go there.
And that's why a lot of people will say they hate Wrigleyville.
That's hilarious, dude.
But that was my fault. My bad.
You were just
I was
all
just
the vomit
21
that's ever been.
and then living in this amazing place that would serve me alcohol.
Nickel beers.
Oh yeah, dude. They used to have in the wintertime when the Cubs aren't playing, it's not as busy. But they used to have $3 you call it's. And I was like, and I went into one of those places during the winter and every place did this. So I walked in and I was like, can I get a Manhattan? I was 21. I don't even know I say, can I get a martini? Not knowing what the hell I'm talking about.
You're like, hey, I got an ID if you want to ask questions.
Yeah.
I want a martini now.
I was like, can I get a martini for $3? And they were like, no. And then I was like, can I get a Manhattan for $3? And they said yes. And I'm like, if you just replace sweet vermouth with dry vermouth and whiskey with gin or vodka, that's a martini. It's the same amount of ingredients.
Yeah.
And, it's very comparable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So I just got drunk on Manhattans on like a winter, and then just puked them all out on the street.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I think I drank like 6 of them.
I think that's why they make the river green out there. They're trying to they're trying to cover up all the puke.
Yeah,
they're
dude.
like, we got to wash it into the river, and it really, it makes a bad look for the people. So we just turn it green once a year.
We just dip it. We just make it green.
We just make it green because we know people are gonna be puking in it.
Yeah.
All the shit, dude. Dude, it's just a shit river. What if you find out that it's not even done by the city? That's just the result of all the green beer they're drinking on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, that's exactly the point.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's good stuff, dude. So yeah, man, you were throwing up in the street. What was your thought process? Like, I'm 21. I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm a college student.
But I'm having a good time every day.
Yeah, life's a party when you're 21, my man.
Dude.
And especially when you're doing what you love. Like you're going to film school. You're out doing mics every night. It must have been the life, if we're being honest,
fun.
dude. Yeah.
Well, it was stressful, but also because I wasn't doing mics every night. I would do mics occasionally.
Okay, so you were more focused on school and drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were living.
Yeah.
I got you. So you said you didn't actually that doesn't align with our story because you said you didn't start stand up until like 5 or 6 years later.
Yeah.
And kind of when you were getting out of school and
Yeah.
okay, moving back to Cincy.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
So
you were a college student. You were just having a blast.
yeah, I was the reason for everyone's problems.
Now, is this Manhattan night? Is this the infamous night that you woke up in the woods?
Oh no, that was at Wright State University.
Okay, so you got to take me back to this. Take me back to Wright State.
This is pre. Okay.
This is not even legal drinking age.
No, this is not legal drinking age.
No, we don't. The Morning Woods does not
support that.
That or agree with not the legal drinking limit. So, but John, please proceed with the story.
Well, I in order to get to my house, my apartment, and the party, I had to cross down through this little section of woods where it was like a valley. Not a valley, but just like a dip.
Yeah.
But you had to walk down carefully and then walk across this like little river and then walk up again. And first time I woke up that night, it was in the woods, and I was like, "Oh, I still need to go get the beer." And then I woke up, and then I went up the stairs to my apartment, grabbed some beer, walked up again, and then the next time I woke up on the woods. The party was over, and I was like, well, I'll just keep drinking.
Yeah,
I know this story now. I know what to do now. This is my second time. This is my second rodeo of waking up in the woods.
Oh my god, dude.
And then I woke up, and then so I walked back to the party, and I was like, oh, it's clearly over because there was cans everywhere. On the lawn, red cups everywhere, and then I was walking back, and I turned around to walk back, and I hear this rustling in the dumpster, and I'm like, oh shit, did someone in there?
Yeah, dude.
And I was like nervously like walking over. I'm like, what is this? And then I keep hearing that rustle. I hear the rustle again. And I get a little closer, and then this unhoused individual. Let's keep it PC. Unhoused individuals just screams, comes out screaming cans, and that's when I booked it back to my house. And I was like, that is the scariest thing I have ever seen. I still have nightmares about that.
Dude, I love that you saved the story for the end of the podcast because you called him an unhoused individual.
Yeah, I can't call them hobos anymore.
No, we don't support the use of the word hobo here on this podcast, but I've never heard the term unhoused individual.
Yeah.
That is actually got to be the best way. Oh my gosh, I'm going to start saying that to my kids. That way they know not to say hobo anymore.
Yeah.
Not that we were saying hobo before. Not that we were throwing that around, but oh man, that's great, John. Dude, thank you for telling me that incredible story, dude.
Anytime.
Oh man, that's so fun. I appreciate you for coming today and talking with me. You want to give out your social media, and do you have any upcoming shows or anything you'd like to plug, man?
Yeah, I'm I don't. When is this coming out?
Next week.
Next week, perfect. Yeah. I'm at a new a new Bombs Away comedy show at a cantina in Tusculum, Columbia Tusculum in Cincinnati. I'll have to figure that. I'll have to remember where exactly.
Okay.
But it's on 420.
Okay, 420 show in Cincinnati at Tusculum.
Yeah, in Columbia Tusculum.
Columbia Tusculum.
It's a section of town. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Columbia Tusculum, Cincinnati.
It's at a Mexican cantina.
That's awesome, and that's on 420.
That's on 420.
You're gonna smoke down and eat tacos.
Yeah, I'm gonna slam a lot of tacos.
Yes.
I'm at Hobby Wobbles in Bloomington, Indiana on 4:30. That's the end of April.
4:30, 420.
Headlining that show. That's gonna be good. Yeah, you can find me on every social media site at John Holmes Lives, JONHOLMES.
You guys, make sure you go follow John. Make sure you go see John live. Thank you so much for watching the show today. You guys have a good Friday. Peace out. Hell yeah, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
Go to patreon.com/JohnnyWoodsComedy. Also go to reallydumbmedia.com. You guys listen to the podcast. You guys can look at other stuff on there. Book me